Tether to your heart. Hello. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a super exciting one. We are going to be doing a back to school makeup look, but also just like a day-to-day work makeup look, just a natural look. I can do this look every single morning in 15 minutes or less. It takes barely any time, but still there's a few tips and tricks that makes it look a little more done up. It looks like you put a lot of time into your makeup. So yeah, if you guys are excited to see what I did on my face and how to do your makeup super quick but super effectively, then just go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do to prep the skin for the day is put on some primer. I've already used a moisturizer. I used my Daily Hydration Moisturizer from e.l.f. It's very good for oily skin. If you have drier skin, I would do something maybe a little bit thicker that will hydrate your face well throughout the rest of the day. For me, I need something that's a little bit more lightweight. So if you have oily skin, that's a really good one. I think you would even like that one if you had dry skin. I'm gonna be using my One Heck of a Blot primer from Soap & Glory, and I'm just gonna be applying this where I usually get a little more oily throughout the day. This keeps me matte and keeps my makeup from separating throughout the day. So this is a really great primer. You've seen it in probably every single video because it's my favorite primer ever. So I'm just applying that in my T-zone area because it's a great primer that lasts all day and just works so well. So the next step we're gonna be working on is the foundation, and I think this is one of the biggest steps when you're getting ready for the day, but you want to do it quickly, but you want to still get a good amount of coverage in a short amount of time. And something that I think really works great for a day-to-day basis, whether you're going to school or to work, is a stick foundation. And it's just so much quicker to me than a liquid foundation, which you have to pump out and blend all over the skin. And usually with a liquid foundation, I use a sponge, but for more recent times I've been using a stick foundation. I have a full review on this stick foundation, so I will make sure to link that down below. But when it comes to a day-to-day basis, when you're just trying to get out the door but you also want to offer some coverage for your skin and everything like that, this is a super good product, and it's a stick, so it's super easy. You just draw a few lines on your skin and it takes virtually no time to blend out, because with a kabuki brush, it just kind of blends itself. It offers coverage in one layer and lasts all day. So this is a super good product. I highly recommend it on a day-to-day basis, and it's like $9, so that's also great. So as you can see, as I'm blending it out, it just completely takes away any redness, covers up my blemishes, and all you need is one layer, which is also going to make the foundation last longer throughout the day. The more foundation you put on, the cakier it's going to get, the more oily it's going to get as well. So that's why I really like this foundation, because in one layer I can get a solid coverage and it takes virtually no time to do. So that is our base done. Foundation took maybe a minute to blend out, if that. So the next step we're gonna do is concealer, and I don't really do anything different on a day-to-day basis. I just put a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape underneath my eyes, and I actually blend it out on a day-to-day basis with a brush instead of a sponge, because you can just blend it out super easily and it still offers the same amount of coverage, if not better, because you're not absorbing any, and it just blends out so seamlessly. And if you are someone that doesn't have oily eyelids, you can bring that up to the eyelid and just prime your eyes with that, but for me, I can't do that because I have oily eyelids and it'll just crease. So like I said, I'm just blending that out, and I'm gonna set it with a little bit of Coty Airspun powder. There's a literal lash on the top of this, so that's cool. But I'm just gonna take that same brush and I'm just gonna press the eye to set that concealer. I do a good amount of powder underneath the eye. I'm not baking per se, but I'm just really packing it in there. So taking a couple layers of powder, setting that under eye so it lasts all day, stays creaseless, everything like that. So I'm also gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna apply a little bit on my smile lines, because when you're wearing something all day, you don't want your smile lines to become prominent. That's another thing with this foundation. My smile lines really never happen, so that's great. So now that I have the smile lines, I'm just gonna take a bigger brush, whatever kind of brush you wanna use, and I'm just gonna set the rest of my face with a big powder brush and that same powder super quickly. The bigger the brush, the less time it takes. You also wanna pay a little extra attention to those areas that get a little more oily. Powder them a little bit more. So like right on the sides of my nose, my forehead, my chin, I'm just powdering a little bit more so that they're super powdered for the day. So once you've done that, you can go ahead and take off the bake on your smile lines, take off the bake underneath your eyes if there was any. Okay, so we're looking good. Base is done, we're all powdered. So the next step for me is bronzer. And I'll just take a little bit of my Essence Sun Club bronzer for lighter skin, I think. And it's like $3 or $4. And I just kind of blend this all over my cheeks. Gives it a little bit of warmth, but also kind of frames the face. All right, so we've got the bronzer on. I'm gonna wait to do my highlighter until the very end when I do setting spray. So I'm gonna be priming my eyes with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in Eden. This is just like a skin tone color that cancels out all the redness and everything on your lids and prolongs the wear of eyeshadow. I'm just gonna set that down with a bone colored shadow. Okay, so now for eyes, I'm gonna be showing you guys a few different things that you can do on a day-to-day basis that take virtually no time at all. I'm gonna be giving you guys a few options from super simple to a little more detailed. So the first eye look is literally this. A lot of people don't wear eyeshadow on a day-to-day basis, so you can just put some concealer on, set the lids, and you're good to go. You don't even have to put on concealer or anything like that. If you're fine with just having your eyelids showing, then that's totally fine. Pop on some mascara and you're good to go. So me, on a day-to-day basis, I like to wear a little bit of something on my eyes just to make them stand out a little bit. So I'll kind of show you a few different looks that I do. Takes barely any time. So the first one that I'm going to tell you is just popping a color in the crease. So with that, I would use a kind of neutral brown in the crease just to add a little bit of definition. So I'm just going to pop a neutral brown into my crease and give it a little more dimension. Okay, so there you have it. I just popped a color in my crease. You can see even the difference between this eye and this eye. I have nothing on this eyelid. So you can see how it just adds a little oomph to your eye, adds a little bit of definition, and looks like you tried a little bit on your eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same to the other eye really quickly. Okay, so the next eye look you can do is very simple. All you would have to do is take that same color that you just put in the crease and put it all over your lid. So this is typically what I'll do on a day-to-day basis, is I'll just take a color and I'll literally apply it all over in my crease, on my lid, and just buff it out, and it just adds a little bit of something to your eye and it makes it look like you did something. So this is my entire lid covered. This is it just with some shadow in the crease, so you can see the difference, kind of compare what you like, what you don't like, and yeah, this is what I do on a normal day-to-day basis. It takes me really any time. So the last thing we're gonna do is, if you wanna add a little bit more to the lid than just this one color, all you have to do is take a dark brown, dark color, whatever you want, and all I'm gonna do is stamp it on the lash line of my upper lid and smoke out. So I'm literally just adding a line of color to my lash line, stamping it on. Doesn't need to be perfect. Like, that's not perfect at all, but that's okay, because all we're gonna do is blend it out in just a second. So I'm just gonna take a brush with absolutely no extra product on it, and I'm just gonna start blending out this line. So we're just smudging it out, making it a little more natural. And this really just adds that little extra dimension on the eyelid, so you can see it here with it kind of blended out and here with nothing on it. It's totally your preference, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye really quickly. So the last and final step with the eyes is just that I'm gonna take whatever color I put all over my lid, and I'm gonna pinch my same brush that I used, and I'm just gonna run that along the lower lash line. This is really gonna help frame the eyes and make them stand out just a little bit more. So those are the eyes done. I'm gonna pop on some mascara, just adding some Lash Princess mascara from Essence. Does anyone else see this excessively long lash? And I'm just gonna also add it to my lower lash line, to my lower lashes, I meant. Not too coated, I'm just really tapping on those lower lashes. So that is it for the mascara. For the eyes, you can see they look like they took some time, but they really didn't take a lot of time at all, and they just look great for a day-to-day basis, whether you're going to work or going to school. So now I'm going to do my eyebrows really quickly, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so the brows are done. I'm going to now set my face. I use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Finish Setting Spray. It's a super good and affordable setting spray. I feel like it really does melt my makeup into my skin. I really haven't found any setting spray that really prolongs my makeup, but this is a good one that's super inexpensive. I think it's like $4, and I'm just gonna spray my face and melt all the makeup in. Okay, so now that I've applied that setting spray, I also didn't mention that on a normal day-to-day basis, I don't wear a blush, just because I really love the look of just bronzer and a little bit of highlight. I feel like it looks super duper natural. So now that I said that, let's talk about a couple of highlighters that I really would recommend for a day-to-day basis, whether you're going to work or to school. So my favorite everyday highlight is this one from Smashbox and Casey Holmes. It is called the Spotlight Palette in Pearl, and this first shade, especially this white one, it's kind of not a white, it's like a champagne-y color. It is so pretty and soft on the skin. It's very natural, not super like in your face, that type of thing. And also, I have another recommendation if you don't want to spend the money on this one. This one is a little more expensive. I have the Physicians Formula Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in Translucent Pearl. And it's just like these little pearls, and they're beautiful, and they give the same effect. They're super soft and just give a little bit of glow to the skin. So I'm going to do one on each side so you can see what they look like. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Smashbox one. I'm just going to dip into that, and then I'm going to swirl it onto my skin. So as you can see, it's super pretty, subtle, just gives a little bit of glow to the face. So beautiful, love it so much. And now I'll use a different brush, and we'll go into this highlight. And I'm just gonna put this on the other side. This one is a little more pinky than the Smashbox one, but it gives the same effect. It's beautiful, and it's cheaper than that one. So beautiful. So as you can see, it gives that same effect, super soft glow. I'm just gonna place a little bit on my nose, on my cupid's bow, take a little bit on my forehead and my high point areas. And then even if you wanted to, you could add a little bit to the inner corner of your eyes, just add a little more brightness there, make you look awake. And the last couple steps, if this is only a bonus if you want to, if you have it, putting a nude, oh Billy, I lost the lid. You can add a nude liner to the waterline just to open your eyes up just a little bit. And it just adds a little bit of awakeness to the eyes. If you don't have it, you don't need it. It's from L'Oreal, I believe. Yeah, the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil in Nude Beige. So the last step is lips, and on a day-to-day basis, all I do is pop on a gloss. So I'm just gonna pop this NYX Butter Gloss in Praline on my lips. Okay guys, so I've applied that gloss, and you are looking at the finished look. This look can be mastered and done in 15 minutes or less. I do my makeup pretty much every morning in 15 minutes or less, and I do this exact routine, and I think it is a super beautiful natural look, but it looks like you really put some effort into your look, and it doesn't take very long at all. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video for back to school or just a work makeup look. I enjoyed filming it for you guys. Leave any video requests you have down below, any questions or comments you have down below. Also make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the post notification bell so you are notified anytime that I upload. See you guys in the next video. Bye!